On this edition of Introverted Travels, I'm doing things a little differently. For the first time ever, I'm going international and exploring beautiful British Columbia, Canada. I'll take a hike around Englishman River Falls Provincial Park on Vancouver Island. Then I'll head back on the ferry to the mainland.
There are literally people all over the ship.
Don't forget, you're on a ship that can sometimes move unexpectedly.
I'll try desperately to avoid the throngs of people in Stanley Park, and I'll take an urban hike in downtown Vancouver.
Not surprisingly for me, I am absolutely angry Canadian.
I then return to the States and subject myself to the summer crowds at Mount Rainier National Park. All of this, and a lot of grumbling about there being too many people around, on this Introverted Travels.
So, this is something a little bit different for me. I'm here today from Vancouver Island in British Columbia, and I'm out doing a little bit of a hike around Englishman River Falls Provincial Park. It's essentially the equivalent of a state park back in the US, and it's absolutely beautiful. Check it out. Look at that. I'm deep in the woods here. I'm hiking around.
And this is absolutely amazing. I actually have walked by this once today already. Had a little bit of technical difficulties with filming, so I'm actually redoing everything I did earlier. So I know it's coming, but none of you don't. So, this is gonna be awesome.
That's some of the bluest water I've seen, well, probably since Crater Lake, but in a river? Most of the stuff that I come across in America is, you know, silty and gray, and you can't see the bottom. That river was blue. So, yeah, here in Canada, you get blue rivers, you get wonderful greenery. I mean, this island's actually a lot busier than I thought it would be. It's, you know, we're in the wilderness now, but to get here we had to go through a whole bunch of cities, like little mini cities just stacked right next to each other. And there wasn't a whole lot of middle of nowhere at all. And now we pulled off the main road, we've gotten a little bit more into the middle of nowhere, which is nice. So I found the amazing, elusive, natural wonder that is apparently the pit toilet. Just sitting out here in the middle of the woods. That's Canada for you. Toilets everywhere as far as the eye can see. It's absolutely amazing. Pit toilets just every street corner. No, don't believe that. Please, don't believe that. Well, that's dramatic. Forces of nature here in Canada. That's really cool. Welcome to Vancouver Island.
The park was beautiful and pristine. but soon it was time for me to leave Vancouver Island and get on a boat. This boat, to be precise, the Spirit of Vancouver. It runs multiple trips every day between Vancouver Island and mainland British Columbia.
We are sailing from Victoria on Vancouver Island to Vancouver today. And it's a very nice day. It's 80 degrees out here. The water's still, everything's calm. It's a wonderful day to be in Canada.
Pets must remain in your vehicle or in the pet area on deck 4.
Are you okay? Are you okay on the boat? Are you having fun on the boat? You getting dog sick? Please don't puke in my car. No puking in the car.
So I spent about an hour and a half trying to find a place to hide from the other passengers, but soon the boat ride was over. I then headed into Vancouver and into the heart of its public open space.
So we made it back to the mainland. I made it to Vancouver. So let's look around. Try to guess where I am. Don't worry, I'll tell you in just a second. I am in a 1,001 acre park right off of downtown Vancouver. It's called Stanley Park. And right now I'm just exploring. So we have flowers, beautiful flowers all over. This is the rose garden section of the park. Apparently this park is bordered by the bay as well on one end and a couple of city neighborhoods on the other. I doubt I'm going to have time to get to it all today, but take a look at some of this. Look how beautiful this is. So, no hiking today, just exploring a very beautiful park. I love this trip. I love Canada. So it's pretty typical that whenever I try to take a picture of anything, the wind starts blowing. It's been happening in California, it's been happening in Oregon, happens in Washington, and now it's international happening here in Canada. The wind does not like me. It waits until I set up a shot, and then it starts rocking the flowers back and forth. Yeah, blurry flowers. It's just, yeah. Oh, wait, we've got a bee. Let's see if I can get a bee shot. All right, I spent way too long trying to photograph bees. Not sure I was able to get them. Bees are a really, really difficult insect to get when you're doing it at a pretty magnified level because they move constantly moving. Not sure where I am, but we are going to go investigate. Let's check it out. Wherever it is absolutely beautiful. Look at this. It's a beautiful day here in Vancouver. I think I already told you it's about 80 degrees here. Incredibly warm, you know, for Canada. And yeah, look at this. This is the James Pollard Pavilion Theater Under the Stars. Box office. We Will Rock You. I'm not exactly sure what that raccoon's gonna rock, but okay, I'll go with it. Check this out. Okay, made myself dizzy doing that. Don't do that again. Not a good idea. We're in the city's open space. You can actually learn a lot from the city from its open space. San Francisco has Golden Gate Park. New York has Central Park. London has some park that I don't remember. Vancouver has Stanley Park. Beautiful, very tree-filled Stanley Park.
With our visit to Stanley Park coming to an end, it was time to go check out downtown Vancouver. Cars in the road, people on the sidewalks. Canadian broadcasting, large buildings everywhere. And people. A lot more people. Yeah, we're definitely downtown.
Well, leave it to me. I have found a hike in the middle of the city. All Trails has directed me over here to the waterfront, and I'm doing what's called the seawall hike. I'm down at the waterfront, just chilling at the moment. Check this out. I can get the camera to move. There we go. This is downtown-ish Vancouver, British Columbia. And it is late July, and it is hot. It's not cold here. It's in the 80s or 90s, not sure which. And of course, I'd have to convert it from Celsius to Fahrenheit, and heaven knows I'm not going to do that. But yeah, this is absolutely beautiful. We're in an industrial area for a city. You know, it's not hiking trails and waterfalls, but for tonight it will do. Tomorrow, we're headed back in the nature, headed back in the United States. But for now, with the light scent of marijuana smoke floating in the air, and I'm surrounded by Canadians here in Vancouver. It's not a bad way to spend an evening. It's Wednesday morning here in Canada. It's our last day. It's time to go back, and it's time for our next adventure.
Well, I promised more adventure. Guess where we are now? We are in Mount Rainier National Park in Washington on our way home from Canada. And if I'm aiming the camera correctly, there should be a massive volcano that my head is blocking. Yeah, we're out and about today, folks. Here in northern Washington, take a look. This is absolutely gorgeous. So as is typical for a national park, and as is typical of my complaints, people. Lots and lots of people. I mean, we're here on a Wednesday, so it's not like weekend crowds, but still. It's really hard to enjoy it when it looks like this. Yeah, but that's my usual complaint. Again, the name is Introverted Traveler. I don't want to be around all these people. Well, despite there being 100 tourists or 1,000 tourists here today, I managed to get out on a little bit of a trail. I think it's called the Sunrise Trail, and it's heading me up a mountain so I can look at another mountain. And I'm going to go up this trail and see if I can get a good view of the mountain. Get a good view of all the people ahead of me there. Let's hope they thin out as I get closer. I'm not even sure I have to go up the mountain. Look at that. That is a beautiful, beautiful view of this particular volcano. Look at that thing. Now, if that thing were to explode, or if it were to erupt, all of that ice and snow on that volcano would instantly melt and everything would be flooded. That has happened before, and it is destined to happen again. Maybe not with Mount Rainier, but
We're in the Cascade Mountain Range. Mount Rainier is one of many. Mount St. Helens did it in the 80s, and there was floodwater as a result, because the minute all that snowpack and glacier and all that melts, it goes straight down the mountain. So, scary thought, but incredibly beautiful. You gotta love nature. This is pretty typical for me. I get to where I want to go. Wasn't planning on going very far on this trail. Just wanted to get far enough to get a couple of good views. Saw the views. Saw the trail keeps going up. So I decided, why the hell not? Let's go up a little bit more, see what we can see. See if the views improve. They've been pretty impressive so far, so. Well, I think this is as far as I'm going to go today. I didn't plan this at all. I didn't bring any water. And my wife is waiting for me down in the valley here. So I'm going to call it a day. I'm also going to call it a trip. We've been to Canada. We've been to Vancouver Island. We've been to Victoria. We've been to Vancouver. And now we're in Mount Rainier National Park. So my usual send-off. Stay introverted, folks. And I'll be back with another adventure.